When my son said, "We don't need you anymore," I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just stood there, holding the photo of the little boy who once needed me for everything. It's strange how a few words can erase a lifetime of love. Funny how Dad can turn into old man without you even noticing. Welcome to Silent Stories. I'm glad you're here. If this story touches you, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me share more stories that deserve to be heard. Now, let's begin. The morning light spilled through half-closed blinds. The air smelled of burnt toast and old coffee. A newspaper lay open on the counter, untouched since yesterday. My hands shook slightly as I lifted the mug. The warmth against my palms felt heavier than usual. Outside, the street was alive, kids running, a dog barking, life moving forward. And inside, stillness, like time had stopped just for me. I remember when he was small. He'd wait by the window every evening, counting the minutes until I came home from work. I'd open the door, and he'd jump into my arms, always smelling like grass, crayons, and childhood. We didn't have much, but I made sure he never felt poor. Every toy car, every bedtime story, every fishing trip, it was all for him. When he grew older, I helped him through college. I sold my truck to help with the tuition. I told myself, it's what fathers do. And when he bought his first house, I helped paint the walls. Each stroke of the brush felt like building his future. But the day he moved in with his wife, things changed. It started small. He stopped calling as often. When I'd visit, there was always a polite smile, but never warmth. His wife would change the topic every time I spoke. She'd roll her eyes when I told old stories. One night at dinner, I noticed the looks, the kind you feel, not see, like I was an old photo on the wall they'd forgotten to take down. Then came the day that changed everything. I brought over some things from the garage, tools he could use, a few keepsakes. He met me at the door, didn't invite me in. He said, "Dad, you don't have to keep showing up. We don't need you anymore." No anger, no hesitation, just done. I nodded, pretending it didn't hurt. But as I walked away, every step felt like leaving behind a version of myself that no longer existed. That night, I couldn't sleep. The clock ticked louder than usual. I thought about calling him, explaining myself, reminding him of who I was and what I'd done. But then, I realized something. I'd spent my whole life giving advice, time, money, love. And maybe I forgot how to keep something for myself. So I stayed quiet. I went to the garage, uncovered my old fishing rods, and started cleaning them. The smell of oil and river mud filled the air. It reminded me of simpler days, before disappointment had a name. That's when I decided, if I was no longer needed, I'd start living for myself again. A few weeks later, he called. His voice was careful, almost guilty. "Dad, are you okay? You haven't been around?" I smiled. "I'm fine, son. Just learning how to be needed by me for a change." There was silence on the line, that same silence that once hurt me. This time it felt peaceful. He mumbled something like, "We'll visit soon." And I said, "Take your time." I hung up and looked around my small house, quiet, but finally mine. Sometimes, silence is the loudest reply. And sometimes, walking away isn't the end, it's the beginning. If you've ever been made to feel unnecessary, remember this: you matter, even if no one says it out loud. Thank you for listening and for being here.